Hello, 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 my beautiful, beautiful sisters and brothers, if you're tuning in. Welcome to the channel. This is Tanisha Ali, and I'm helping you or my vision is to assist you in gaining clarity, up-leveling that mindset, clearing and healing energetic blockages so that you can manifest the glory of God that is within you, that is you. I hope y'all doing great today. Look at that. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Why can't I get my act together with this thing lately? I hope that this video is finding you in a space of peace, prosperity, and productivity. I didn't think I was going to do a video today, but I said, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? I have some time on my hands. I just got back from my outing for the day. I go on an outing every now and then, y'all. Guess what my outing was? I went to the Home Depot. That's considered an outing out here in the boonies. I drove all the way to Warner Robins to go to the Home Depot to look at some trimmers. That's considered an outing. And you know what else? It was fun. It was fun. And the only person I talked to was the cashier. If someone had told me some time ago that that would be the highlight in terms of my activity, I would have said, you must be out of your mind. But it was a nice ride. I love riding. I love driving, when, I'm just out for exploration. I just love to just kind of just get on the road and go somewhere. Sometimes I have to force myself to do it because I really am a recluse, y'all. I could be in this house and be in the backyard or sitting on the porch and be really content. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I did lose an earring. It's somewhere down in the car. Looking at myself as I'm filming just reminded me I got to go back out there and take a look. But yeah, that was my outing. What did you do today? What have you done today? I do have a book club meeting tonight. Yes, I ventured out of my comfort zone. You know the little lady that I ride bikes with, the 74-year-old Caucasian lady who could probably outride me on any day? Well, she is a part of a one-person team to try to bridge the gap. She says the community here is very fragmented, the African American and the white community. And so she invited me to join this interracial book club, and against what I would normally do because I like to be closed in and to myself, I said yes. So that is at 7 o'clock this evening. That is a second outing for me. And I will come back and share with you all and let you all know what that ends up being like. From what I understand, the last book they tackled the month before last was White Fragility. And you know that is a very controversial book from what I hear. I did get a copy of it. And I've read some of the excerpts, and I know it is a very controversial book, and it has made a lot of Caucasian people have had a lot of difficulty connecting with that book. But the author who wrote it obviously is Caucasian herself, and she tackles some serious issues. Some of the things that are more unconscious that contribute to holding this systemic discrimination or racism and oppression paradigm in place. So anyway, we're going to see how this interracial book club thing goes. If I feel that it starts to take me too far back into the 3D, y'all know I'm gonna make tracks, okay? Because I can't be entertaining no low vibrational stuff. All right, I'm telling you, when you entertain low vibrational stuff, or if you can't approach a low vibrational environment and shift the energy or be in a mind space that brings in high vibrational energy, you're going to be in trouble, and so are your manifestations. We have to, as y'all know, we got to watch what we consume. Every single moment has to be a conscious moment, and we have to be in the space of connecting with the frequencies that will help us to attract the things that we want to attract in our lives. And it just is what it is. That's why I always say, watch what you are feeding yourself. But I feel like I'm down here for a reason. I must be. And so if I don't open myself up to a variation in experiences, and if I continue to stay in the same little neuroplastic tunnel that I've been in for some time, then I can't grow and may not be able to realize the fullness of whatever the purpose is. So I said, let me take a bite and let me do this, and that's why I'm doing that bike ride, which, by the way, I absolutely love, and I think I'm going to have to go more out on my own, and so I'm looking forward to doing more of that as well. So we're going to see, y'all. We are going to see. Yes, we're going to see. Yes, we're going to see. So how are y'all doing today? This is just a chat. I just wanted to get on here and say hello and to send some love and just to do a little bit of messaging. So what's going on with y'all? How are y'all feeling? What's happening with you? Shout out to a few of you that I've contacted, and you know what? That have contacted me that I have responded to. It seems that on this channel, we're in an energy. Many of you have spoken to it in the comments. Some of you have texted me via the description information and shared some things with me. It seems like we really are in an energy of shedding and releasing, and it goes right in alignment with what the DNA activations are at this time right now. Y'all, if we are receiving DNA activations, which we most certainly are, that are helping you to expand your consciousness and helping you to shake out trauma, helping you to speed up the time that it takes for you to do healing and to go in and rework, repattern, and rewrite in terms of narratives, some of the ancestral or transgenerational stuff that you might be dealing with, you're going to find that you're going to start changing. You can't help it. If you're on this frequency and you go in this direction, you can't help it. And as you start to change, I think I spoke about this in one of the other videos. I don't even think it's out yet, but guidance is going to be sent into your life and put on your path that's going to help you shake out some of the old stagnant energy that you have to shake out. And a lot of times, y'all, that old stagnant energy is old stagnant people or old stagnant relationships that have been in your life that you haven't really profited from, but when you were in them and you were not well, not that you're well yet, but you're on your way to a higher frequency, you are no longer jiving with. It just doesn't feel right anymore. And you see things that you couldn't see before. And you are coming into a place where you're feeling more like you have to be in your power, or you have to be authentic, or you have to speak out on the things in your life that just don't seem like they are supportive of where you're going anymore. So I want you to know that that is natural. That's a natural part of this journey. It's like a shedding. It's like a snake that is shedding its skin and about to grow a new one. But in the shedding of the skin, there's healing that takes place. But the shedding of the skin is not always comfortable. Just like a lot of growth and change is not comfortable, because it requires something different of us than what we have been accustomed to. But it is something that you can be your own cheerleader for, and it's something that you should, 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? Rah, 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 rah. I mean, like, I'm serious. I'm not just joking. I'm playing, but I'm serious. Like, it's something you should celebrate, because it's another layer of you that is being revealed. It speaks to a strength that you have that you didn't have before. It speaks to a level of authenticity, or really being yourself and saying the difficult things that maybe you couldn't say before. And it feels good. It's very empowering to be able to draw that line in the sand and to make a decision about what it is you're going to continue to pull with you into your new paradigm. And that's how you really have to look at it. Everything can't move with you into where you're going. And just know that, as I've talked about before, the universe does not like hollowness. It does not like empty spaces. So the minute you clear out something, it's going to send other things in your life to take up some of those spaces. So in other words, to go into this new space, you've got to shed, let go of, and release other things. And these are parts of the experience that are going to heal your life. Some of you have been through a lot. Some of you have been through series of infidelities. Some of you have been through abusive relationships that are emotionally abusive. Some of you are in relationships where people have never quite risen to the occasion to give you what you feel that you deserved, and you've just had enough. There's a litany of different experiences along this continuum, and depending upon where you are on that continuum and what your expectations are, it's different for all of us that are on this journey. For all of you that are on this journey, for the collective that's on this journey. But one thing that seems to be very apparent to me, the more that I reflect, and this goes back some years, is that when we speak to, I did a video about 3 years ago, I think, about coming into the age of Aquarius and the age of the divine feminine, and coming into the age of the heart chakra. And one of the things, which is a feminine energy, one of the things that I'm finding is that women are no longer being quiet about the things that they need in a relationship. They're no longer being quiet about the lack of reciprocity. And for those women who are traveling the frequency, and for those women who know that they want the best out of life, and that they no longer want to waste time with barren circumstances or infertile ground, they are moving on. And I cannot tell you the number of awakenings that I have been privy to, or the number of instances where women are either walking away from situations, or they are very confidently saying that they've had enough, and they're making way or making tracks to moving something out of their life that no longer is servicing them. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the energy that's on the planet at this time. The vibration is quickening. We are raising into an energy that is requiring many of us to either get with the program or to continue to suffer. And oftentimes getting with the program is meaning letting something go that feels too difficult to elevate. If you have found yourself in a space where you've been working really hard trying to get someone to elevate, trying to get someone to understand something, and you've been giving and giving and giving, you may find yourself in a place where you're no longer really desiring that anymore. And some of you may not even know how that happened. You may not even understand how you got into that place. You just know that as you were doing your spiritual work, and as you were traveling this journey, you woke up one day and you knew that something is just not right for you anymore. But at the same time, the beautiful thing is that many of you are holding out hope that there's something better out there for you. And that's what I want you to hold out hope for. I don't want, if that's what you want, of course, I don't want you to be in a space where you say all relationships are like this, or all men are like that, or all women are like that, because there's nothing that could be further from the truth. Remember, we play in the magical Garden of Eden, for lack of a better word, where anything is possible. And as long as you are at a certain station with regard to your frequency, then you can attract those things in your life as long as you believe that they are possible. That's the most important thing. But by the same token, many of you are coming into a space where you just are not wanting necessarily a relationship anymore, or you may not be wanting the traditional relationship anymore. Many of you are coming into a space where you're really enjoying being on your own, and that goes for a lot of you, especially if you have had multiple serious relationships or marriages in the past. You are raising children, or you have raised children. Now you're coming into a point in your life where you want to take care of yourself, and you want to pour into yourself without the hassle. It's a very interesting dynamic. Someone shared with me about 3 weeks ago. It's very interesting, and I looked it up, and it's legitimate, that men, when they marry or they're in commitments, they extend their lifetime. But women extend their lifetime and their quality of life when they're single. I want you to contemplate that, and I want you to tell me what that means to you. Why is it that a man extends his lifespan or his life expectancy when he's married, yet a woman, when she's married and has children, shortens her quality of life quotient or her happiness quotient or even her life expectancy. Tell me what you think that might be related to. I would love to hear some of your input here on the channel. I have my own thoughts, but before I speak about my own thoughts and prejudice anyone, I would like to just kind of know what you think about that, because when I thought about that, I was like, wow, really? They actually have an objective statistic for that? Are you serious? Wow. So sound off in the comments and just let me know what you think about that. And maybe, I might put that in the thumbnail. Why is it that women's life expectancy and quality of life is shortened by committed relationships? What might that be about? And do you think it would always be that way, or at some point in the future might that actually shift? What is that about? What underlies that particular reality? I think it's very interesting because I got to tell you, I work with tons and tons and tons of women. And I would say out of the women that I work with, probably upwards of 90% of them, it's always relationship oriented. And I hear all manner of situations. And I've had quite the number of experiences myself to draw from. But I hear all manner of experiences. I cannot tell you some of the things that I hear. It's very interesting. But with the women who follow this channel, I would love to hear what you have to say, because I know that in order to follow this channel, if you vibrate with me and you feel that you're getting quality programming, that you are striving, that you're doing the inner work, that you're manifesting things in your life, or you're at a part in your spiritual journey where you're aligning with certain frequencies that are no doubt going to take you to a better quality of life so that you can get that larger slice of life. So just let me know. And I'm going to work on shortening my videos for a while. This video here you might not even see until mid or end of July, but I'm going to take an approach of trying to shorten my videos to about 20 minutes and see how that works out. I could talk forever, all day, but I just want to see if it makes any difference with the analytics on the channel. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that, okay? And oh, y'all look at that. On the split we have the 6, which this is a card of Gemini. This is a lover's card, and we have the Queen of Cups. Making choices about your emotional fulfillment and happiness. And we can go into this over and over and over. Making choices about what produces balance in your life, what brings in contentment, joy, what fills you up. Manifesting those things in your life that come from a heart place. Making the decisions that make more things possible for you and what it is that you want in your life. That's pretty interesting there. And maybe for some of you, reconsidering partnerships, like really making choices about who you love and who you give your love to, and perhaps what is deserving of your love. Many of you are at crossroads. Some of you are right in the middle of this energy. Some of you are on the precipice of it, and some of you have some of this behind you. What I would say for you to consider is to be in that 4 of Swords energy. Take that time that you need for yourself. Take that time to get to a space where you love the healing, where if you're coming out of something that's been difficult, that's been turbulent, or you're moving out of a relationship in the more recent past, take that time to really get to know you. Take that time to fill up on you and to experience the solitude of being on your own without a partner. It can do you a lot of good. It can bring a lot of healing into your life, and it can fill in those areas in your auric field that have been torn or that are somehow allowing other energies to creep in that represent energies that you don't really want. Take that time to really feel whole so that you get to a point where you're not yearning for anything, you don't need anything, you feel complete, so that that right energy can actually come into your life. All right, so take the time you need. This is very interesting here. We could go super deep with this. Very interesting here, that Queen of Cups. And right behind that, y'all, is that King of Swords and the Four of Cups card. And right behind that Lover's card is the Seven of Wands. So some of you are rising above a situation. Some of you are not allowing somebody to get back in. Some of you are strengthening your borders and protecting your energy. Some of you are saying no. And others of you are just holding to your position on something and not willing to compromise or maybe sell yourself out. So I'm wishing you the best always in that journey, and just trust. And remember, all you have to be concerned about is the day. You don't really have to go further than the day. In fact, a lot of times the best way to manifest, or the way that I do it, is to take it one day at a time. I very seldom worry about the day after or several days after, unless it's something I have to put in my calendar that I have to actually remember, because that's what keeps me in the flow. And sometimes when you're way over here on this side of the pendulum, you have to swing way over here to the other side in order to finally rest in the middle. And the vibration that we are in today is about the moment. It really is. You don't have to worry about farther down the road. That's being taken care of for you. Okay, all you have to do is solidify yourself in the flow and the harmony. And with the way time is going to start collapsing and messing with this illusion, and believe me when I tell you this is coming, for some of you may have already experienced it, you're gonna be able to move through this a lot better by controlling the need to have to control things, being more in the space of flow, allowing the fluidity that you're going to need in order to be able to align with the abundance that is yours. You're going to need to be a lot more fluid. So allow your days to take care of themselves. The main thing you have to worry about is this, and controlling the state of the frequency of this. Let everything else take care of itself. It's going to take care of itself. It always has up to this point, if you think about it. And your manifestations are going to come to you a lot quicker if you are in a space of openness. And the only way to be in a space of openness is to take your hands off the steering wheel with regard to the journey. Get on the right road, okay? But take your hands off the steering wheel. The only thing your hands need to be on with regard to the steering wheel is what you let in up here and how you manage this. This is where your leadership is required. So I love y'all. All right. And I will talk to you again soon. If you haven't purchased my book, the one you see in the background, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, please do so. You can go to Amazon and you can type in Manifesting Your Masterpiece, get the book. For the thousands of you all who have purchased the book, don't forget to go back and do your reviews. And if you want to reach me, my information is in the description. Okay, freeing yourself from something that no longer serves you to find the thing that makes you the absolute happiest. Love y'all.